Welcome to the Deep Dive, where we take your fascinating sources, the ones you've shared with us, and really dig into them, find those surprising nuggets of knowledge. Today, we're embarking on a truly unique deep dive, exploring the surprising personalities of drinks and how they mirror what your materials describe as sub-personalities, those distinct, often hidden facets of our own character. Specifically, we're focusing today on Val, that powerful and intriguing archetype you highlighted in your research. Our mission today is to unpack not just what these drinks are, but, well, what they represent, their hidden stories, their cultural roles, and why they resonate so deeply with certain character traits. Okay, let's unpack this.
It's remarkable how much meaning we pack into everyday items, isn't it? What's so compelling here, I think, is seeing how deeply intertwined the history and even the precise preparation of these drinks are. With the very characteristics they're said to embody, it reveals layers of meaning we often just, well, overlook.
Let's start with vodka. A drink many of us think we know, right?
Yeah.
But its true depth might surprise you. Your material dubs it the relentless, purest of spirits.
Mm.
And here's where it gets really interesting. Most of us picture vodka one way, but its origin story. It's far more complex than just a simple shot.
Absolutely. Yeah, its origins are actually quite a heated debate
Oh, really?
between Russia and Poland, tracing back maybe to the 8th or 9th century. And initially, it wasn't a party drink at all. It began as a medicinal tincture.
Medicinal.
Yeah, used for antiseptic purposes, warming the body.
Yeah.
It evolved from very primitive distillation of fermented grains or potatoes.
That's incredible. So from a basic remedy to such a cultural powerhouse,
Mhm.
what were those key moments that really cemented its place, transformed it from just a survival tool to a national symbol?
Well, it truly did become a survival tool in those harsh, cold climates, deeply tied to concepts like resilience, purity, ritual. Vodka became deeply woven into Slavic hospitality. Think of those famous toasts like Russia's Nazagurvi. And rites of passage, too. Births, funerals, wars, weddings. It was there. Post-Soviet era, it even became this powerful symbol of national identity, pride.
Wow.
Its journey is fascinating, really, from medicine to cultural pillar, then a global export, transforming from these, rough home-distilled batches to state-controlled mass production. Then by the 20th century, it gets this Western glamour. Cocktails like the Cosmopolitan, the Moscow Mule.
The vodka martini, of course.
Exactly, the timeless vodka martini. Now it's globally associated with incredible versatility and this kind of elegant minimalism.
Your sources highlight vodka's neutrality and purity, noting it's distilled to strip away all distractions. How is that precision actually achieved? What does that process do to the spirit?
Well, the core ingredients are surprisingly simple, just water and a fermented starch.
Like grain or potatoes?
Typically grain, potato, or rye, yeah, though sometimes grapes or corn. But the absolute key, it's neutrality and purity that's achieved through multiple distillations, often 5 or more passes, and rigorous filtration, traditionally through charcoal, sometimes quartz.
So it's not about adding flavor.
Exactly. This preparation isn't about flair or complex flavors. It's about a ruthless pursuit of purity, clarity, control. It demands clean fermentation, really exact distillation temperatures, and mastery of that filtration step. As your material puts it, the process is ruthless. Strip away what doesn't serve. It's about creating a perfectly clean slate.
It sounds like there's this strong, emotional, symbolic weight to vodka. Beyond just being a drink, almost a philosophy in a bottle. What feelings and values does it really represent in society?
It definitely carries a stoic, clean, disciplined tone. There's a profound sense of nostalgia for it in Slavic and WWII-impacted cultures, a reminder of endurance. And while its comfort factor might seem low, it's about impact, not warmth. Its fun factor is surprisingly high.
In social settings, you mean?
Yeah, social contexts, like shots at parties. But, as the source notes, always edged with steel, there's a seriousness there. It represents discipline, anonymity, clarity, and yes, even a kind of numbness sometimes. For some, it's coping. For others, pure celebration, its core values. Simplicity, silence, endurance, power without unnecessary flair.
Right.
It cuts across social classes, serves as a winter weapon, as they say. And it's traditionally celebrated on New Year's Eve during Russian Orthodox rituals, military celebrations. It's mainstream, yet quietly powerful, omnipresent. and deeply respected in military, intellectual, artistic circles.
James Bond's martini is iconic, yeah. But it's clearly more than just a drink in media, isn't it?
Yeah.
How is vodka portrayed in pop culture, and have those perceptions shifted across generations?
Oh, it features prominently, particularly with the Russian gangster archetype, right? Often a bottle right there on the table. Movies like Eastern Promises, Red Sparrow, The Americans, they frequently show it as both refined and, well, ruthlessly effective. Socially, it's generally considered respectable, safe, but, as the source says, when used recklessly formidable.
A warning there.
Exactly. In moderation, it can signal elegance. In excess, it warns of deeper trauma or escapism. It's truly timeless, often seen as the standard, and I'd argue underrated for its sheer versatility. While maybe overhyped in its flavored forms, real vodka doesn't need perfume, as the saying goes.
Huh, I like that.
Gen Z and millennials, they tend to see it as clean, versatile, great for mixing, while boomers and Gen X might associate it more with that stoic masculinity or maybe immigrant identity. In the West, often party fuel. In the East, it's spirit, heritage.
So after all that, let's tie it back. Your materials are very clear. Val is vodka in spirit.
Mm-hmm.
Can you elaborate on how this relentless purist persona manifests in Val's subpersonality? What's that connection reveal about her?
That phrase really captures it perfectly, I think. Val, like vodka, is clean, controlled, and intensely powerful beneath the surface. It's not just that she's stripped of distraction, it's that she demands that clarity. In herself and in others, too. She's not made to please, but to endure, and that's a really key part of Val. She's relentless, precision-built, often underestimated because she doesn't seek the spotlight.
Right.
Yet she is vital in any high-stakes scenario. Think of her as someone who just cuts through all the noise, the sentimentality, to get to the absolute core of an issue, making her an incredibly impactful force. Much like vodka cuts through other flavors to make its presence felt with that pure, unyielding impact.
Okay. From the disciplined intensity of vodka, let's shift to something seemingly much simpler, but perhaps even more profound: water. What's intriguing here, as you mentioned, is that unlike other drinks, water wasn't really created in the same way, was it? It just, well, it is.
Exactly. Water is truly primordial. It wasn't created by humans at all. It formed billions of years ago. It's elemental, ancient, universal. There's no single cultural invention moment, no recipe you can trace back to a discoverer.
So if it wasn't invented, how did something so basic become so essential, hold such sacred value across cultures? How did it earn its place as the unsung backbone, as your materials describe it?
Well, water wasn't invented. It was discovered as utterly essential for life itself. Across countless cultures, it holds sacred value. In religion, think baptism, ablution, ritual purification.
Yes.
In medicine, it's the most vital nutrient. And in daily life, it's fundamental. Cleaning, cooking, sheer survival. Its associations are deeply layered. Life, rebirth, clarity, transparency, purification.
And our relationship with it has changed too, hasn't it?
Oh, definitely. We've evolved from direct access to rivers and wells to today's, bottled brands. It reflects technological advancements, socioeconomic change. What was once freely flowing is now often filtered, branded, and frankly, sometimes inaccessible to many, which is a huge issue.
It's just HO, right?
Yeah.
Particularly speaking.
Yeah.
But its character seems to change so much depending on how it's treated or sourced. Humble tap water versus incredibly expensive mineral water.
Chemically, yes, H2O. But its character profoundly changes with those trace minerals. That leads to distinctions like hard versus soft water, still versus sparkling, mineral, spring, distilled, or even flavored.
Yeah.
While pure water doesn't require preparation, making it safe or marketable, that can involve boiling, extensive filtration, like charcoal, reverse osmosis, carbonation, and of course flavor infusions. The skill level for just preparing pure water is low, obviously, but quality control and equitable access, those are the real monumental challenges globally.
Water is fascinating because it's both this symbol of calm and a force of nature. It's the gentle rain and the raging flood. What does it symbolize emotionally and culturally with that duality?
That duality is spot on. Water is fundamentally a symbol of life, rebirth, cleanliness, calm. But it's equally a powerful, sometimes terrifying force of nature. Floods, erosion, storms.
Yeah.
Its tone is grounding, humble, vast. It evokes nostalgia too, right? Childhood thirst, summer sprinklers, tears, physical recovery. Its comfort is undeniable. Hydration is now widely seen as an act of self-care. It's kind of low-key fun, often a backdrop rather than the spotlight. Water is neutral, yet utterly essential. supporting all life without demanding attention. It really represents dependability, vitality, and even equality and equity, especially in the ongoing movement for clean water activism.
It's so fundamental we sometimes forget its sheer power, its importance. And this raises an important question.
Yeah.
How is water perceived in society?
Yeah.
Is it truly timeless, or are perceptions changing?
Well, water is mainstream by absolute necessity, isn't it? Everyone needs it. But then you have this premium water culture. Alkaline, ionized, fancy designer bottles,
Right.
which is quite niche, maybe even elitist.
Right.
Meanwhile, clean water access remains this critical social justice issue worldwide. It's rarely commented on unless it's missing, or, conversely, elevated to an expensive status symbol.
Drink more water.
Exactly. It's a global wellness mantra. But then asking, that's just water, that can signify either minimalist respect or outright surprise, depending on context. So it's perceived as both basic and, well, bougie sometimes.
Yeah.
Your materials emphasize it as timeless and underrated. Foundational, like breath, seldom praised, but always essential. Cross-culturally, you see differences too. Some traditions serve hot water for digestion, others distrust tap water. The whole bottled water obsession, for instance, is a remarkably recent phenomenon, historically speaking.
That's true.
Younger generations connect deeply with water for hydration, wellness culture. Older ones might just treat it as this unquestioned background element.
So how does water, this fundamental understated element, how does it resonate with Val's subpersonality? What does it reveal about her drive, her character?
Your sources capture it perfectly. Val is the climb, the focus, the hunger, but water is her discipline.
Water is her discipline.
Yeah. For Val, hydration isn't about indulgence, it's preparation. It's a foundational element for endurance. Water resonates with her through her unwavering dedication to resilience, her neutral, almost detached approach to both pain and passion, and her underrated inner wisdom. Just as water doesn't need flash or fanfare to matter profoundly.
Neither does Val.
Neither does Val, exactly. It shows a core part of her identity that is about sustaining herself, sustaining others, without needing recognition for it.
Okay. From the elemental simplicity of water, we move now to a drink that's all about connection and grit. MOAT. Your sources describe it as the climber's elixir of connection and grit. What's particularly compelling here is how deeply ingrained it is in its culture, far beyond just being a beverage.
Oh, absolutely. MOAT originated with the indigenous Guarani people, Paraguay, parts of southern Brazil, Argentina, long before colonial times. It wasn't just a drink, it was revered. A sacred gift from the gods, known for its rejuvenating properties. Jesuit missionaries later cultivated it, popularized it extensively in the 17th century.
So it sounds like MOAT was created for more than just quenching thirst then. What's the profound cultural why behind it, beyond its invigorating effects?
Fundamentally, MOAT symbolized unity, resilience, reciprocity. Traditionally, it's passed around in a shared gourd with a metal straw called a bombilla.
The bombilla, right?
Yeah, and that term refers to both the straw and the act of sipping. It bound communities together through this ritualized sharing. Your materials describe it as akin to a verbal contract of trust.
Wow.
What began as an indigenous ritual evolved into this powerful national icon across South America. And today, it holds space across all generations. In gaucho tales, bustling socialist cafes, quiet university halls, even burgeoning eco-conscious countercultures, it's truly a unifier.
The preparation sounds less like making a drink and more like a ceremony in itself.
Yeah.
What goes into making and sharing MOAT?
It absolutely is a ceremony. The core ingredients are dried yerba mate leaves and hot water, but never boiling. That's key.
Not boiling good.
Right. With optional additions like sugar, citrus peel, mint, maybe milk sometimes, preparation requires precision and, crucially, respect. You fill the gourd about 2/3 with yerba, tilt it, shake it to create a hollow space. Carefully insert the bombilla, moisten the yerba with a splash of cool water first, and then pour the hot water at a precise temperature, around 70-80 degrees Celsius.
Very specific.
Very. Then you sip, pass it back to the sebador, that's the person serving it, who holds the responsibility and respect of the ritual. And they refill and pass it to the next person.
It's a whole process.
It is. The skill level is, I'd say, intermediate. True mastery builds through ritual practice, understanding its nuances. Variations include tereré, that's a popular cold version in Paraguay, and mate cocido, which is just boiled like tea. And the social rules are strict, reflecting that trust involved. Never move the bombilla once it's set. Always return the gourd to the sebador once you're done.
It's described as comforting yet focused, like tough love in a cup. What kind of symbolism and emotions does MOAT carry, reflecting that unique blend?
Mate carries a deeply sacred yet humble weight. It's a fundamental symbol of resilience. A drink embraced by farmers, revolutionaries, philosophers alike, it truly evokes nostalgia for homeland, childhood, those communal mornings. Its taste is earthy, bitter, warm, exactly like that tough love in a cup, providing profound comfort yet a clear-headed focus. The social act, passing the gourd, is inherently joyful, bonding, rhythmic. Mate embodies shared struggle, inclusivity through ritual. Remember, everyone drinks from the same straw, regardless of class or status.
That's powerful.
It is, and a fiercely defended cultural pride that is lovingly taught and passed down across generations.
Che Guevara and Maradona loving Nate. That really highlights its iconic status, doesn't it? What's
Right.
its place in global culture? And can you tell us more about that unique taste?
In South America, Mate is absolutely mainstream and sacred. Globally, it's seeing a surge in popularity, wellness circles especially, athletes, eco-activists, creatives.
Yeah.
They admire it for its sustained energy.
Right, less jittery than coffee.
Exactly. While it's not always center stage in global media, it makes these subtle, powerful appearances in Latin American cinema. A symbol of authenticity, grounding. Its taste is quite distinct. Bitter, grassy, or herbal, complex and earthy. With a slightly astringent, clean finish, your sources note it tastes like honesty challenging but rewarding.
I like that description. Tastes like honesty.
Me too. It energizes like coffee but more sustained, offering mental clarity without those jittery spikes, perfect for morning rituals, deep conversations, focused creative work, often tied to breaks or planning moments through the day.
This sounds like an absolute perfect fit for Val. Discipline meets culture in such a profound way. How does Mate mirror her subpersonality, especially given what we know about her from your materials, like her Doriconian pride?
Mate mirrors Val's subpersonality beautifully, I think. It exemplifies how discipline meets culture, much like Val's fusion of that strong, rooted sense of identity and resilience, what you've described as her Doriconian pride, with a sharp, forward-thinking approach to reform. And the sebador role, the server who manages the ritual, ensures everyone is served, that profoundly echoes Val's mentor-executor archetype, representing a communal leadership that is both nurturing and demanding.
Interesting.
And just like May embodies this bitter honesty and nourishing ritual, Val, in your materials, is known for her directness. Mate doesn't lie, and neither does Val. It truly is a drink for relentless thinkers and cultural architects, someone who, like Val, values integrity and connection in every single interaction.
Wow. What an incredible deep dive into three drinks that are, well, clearly far more than just beverages. We've seen how vodka embodies relentless purity and impact. Water represents discipline and that essential, understated resilience. And Mate symbolizes connection, grit, and honest shared struggle. And all of them, in their own unique ways, resonating with the multifaceted subpersonality of Val as you've detailed in your sources.
Yeah, and if we connect this to the bigger picture, it's really about recognizing the profound, often hidden meanings in the everyday things all around us. It shows how deeply culture, history, even personal traits can be woven into something as simple as what we choose to drink. It's about seeing beyond the surface, isn't it?
Absolutely. So what stands out to you listening right now? Perhaps next time you see someone with their drink of choice or even pick one for yourself, maybe consider this. What values, what history, what deeper personality might you be unknowingly tapping into? And how might that reflect a subpersonality, perhaps like Val, within us all? Something to think about.